Staff Sergeant Ethan Walker survived 8 months overseas by holding on to one thought: his grandfather's 50 acres waiting for him back home. Wide open fields, fishing ponds, silence. That land wasn't just property. It was a promise. Nothing could have prepared him for what he found. Driving up the familiar stretch of road, Ethan hit the brakes so hard his tires screamed. Where his fields once stretched toward the horizon, a luxury gated community now stood. Manicured lawns, iron gates, million-dollar homes. A brass sign out front bore the name of an HOA neighborhood he had never heard of. He checked the address twice, then a third time. This was still his land. Every legal document said so. The next morning, Ethan walked into the HOA office and introduced himself to the president, a polished woman named Linda Parker. He laid his property records on her desk, surveys, deed transfers, county filings going back decades. She glanced at them, pushed them aside, and assured him the community had every right to be there. Ethan didn't argue. He called a lawyer. What the attorney uncovered was staggering. The development company had built the entire neighborhood on a foundation of assumptions, incorrect survey data, unverified ownership, skipped title checks. There was no legal transfer of Ethan's land. Not one. The 50 acres legally remained his, every inch of it. As investigators peeled back the paper trail, the findings rippled through the neighborhood fast. Hundreds of families who had purchased homes in good faith suddenly learned the ground beneath them might belong to a returning soldier they'd never met. The story caught fire. Ethan could have pursued the nuclear option: forced removal, litigation, chaos. Nobody would have blamed him. Instead, he walked into a packed community meeting, calm as a man who'd already survived woes, and laid out a different path. "I'm not here to destroy anyone's home," he said. "I'm here because my rights matter, and I believe we can fix this the right way." He proposed a long-term structured lease. Residents would keep their homes, the HOA would retain its operation, and Ethan would receive fair compensation for the legal use of his land. No bulldozers, no forced relocations, just accountability and a forward-looking agreement. The room exhaled. After weeks of mediation involving attorneys, county officials, and HOA leadership, a binding agreement was signed. Ethan's ownership was formally recognized. Residents gained the legal security they'd been missing since the day they moved in. Linda Parker, who had dismissed him at their first meeting, later offered a personal apology, and meant it. Today, that neighborhood is thriving. Property values are stable. The community is stronger for having faced the truth instead of hiding from it. And Ethan? He walks those 50 acres now knowing exactly what they are worth, not just in dollars, but in what it means to fight for what's rightfully yours without losing yourself in the process. He didn't come home looking for a battle, but when one found him, he won it the right way. What would you have done in his position? Drop your thought below and tell us where you're watching from.